Okay, we got to talk about what happened in this episode on Love Island Australia season 4 episode number 3. We got a secret kiss, a surprising new romance, and we got some broken hearts. Welcome back to Romance Review TV with Lady T. Got another recap for you guys. Love Island Australia season 4 episode number 3. And yeah, it's getting spicy in this villa. So without further ado, let's talk about this episode.
Yeah, I sort of didn't want that kiss to end because pretty much all my eggs were in his basket.
I actually do have a heart. Thought we were pretty sweet. You could come to me just said how it was.
And rainbows, and then the next minute it's an absolute storm.
Yeah, you guys, we're only 3 episodes into this season and things are getting spicy. I mean, Claudia had initially had eyes only for Jordan, but she can't now get her mind off of Austin. But we got to talk about these two little lovebirds who their romance is building. The question is for how long, and that's Andre and Stella. Now, pretty much Andre was like, I really never felt this way about somebody, and it's just so crazy how this is happening with her. Well, Andre don't get a little comfortable because later on in this episode, Stella might just have a change of heart through an unexpected date. But for the meantime, you know what? We got to let Andre enjoy his little romantic moment with Stella. Let's talk about Claudia because she is catching feelings for Mr. Austin as she's having a conversation with Jessica. Because after sharing that whole steamy kiss during the Red Flags challenge, Claudia and Austin have come to realize that they are very, very, very attracted to each other despite her having a connection with Jordan. Now, that's great news for them, but not so much for their partners, Jordan and Layla. Now, they all come over there because she was wanting to run off and have a conversation with Austin until Layla and Phoebe decide to sashay over to the little teepee to join the conversation that Jessica was having with Claudia about her guy, Austin. Yeah, that was an awkward moment to say the least, but they've drilled her, but she got out of that whole conversation. But anyway, let's talk about Colin and Jessica, because Colin is trying to stake his claim. I mean, look like Jessica is a hot commodity right now because she also have guy Connor. Talk is interested in her, and Colin is also interested in her too. And he was putting it on thick about how more attractive she is and how hot she is. And remember, Colin is that guy who is all about the physical. Connor, on the other side, he's kind of worried. I mean, he started off bad because of a lot of things he had to say. And then it didn't get any better because she also started having a conversation with Talk. Now, remember, Jessica was also that same girl who was pissed off at Connor yesterday for having that whole conversation with Stella. And so now she said, you know what, forget it. It's only been 48 hours. I'm going to get my conversation in and I'm going to crack on. And so now she's having a conversation with Talk, which I think she's more attractive to Talk than she is with Colin. They even went and shared this whole steamy kiss. Now, of course, we know Connor has no idea because he was trying to spy, but yeah, Talk made sure that he pulled her to a private corner so that Connor couldn't get the details on what they were doing. But anywho, it seems like these two are really making a connection, but just wait because he's going to have a connection with somebody else later on. And I will say they were given sound advice to pretty much say, listen, this process happens very quickly. So if you need to pursue options, you need to go ahead and have the conversations. Now, the problem is that some people have made connections already. However, this prompts us to the whole conversation where Austin decides to pull Claudia for a chat and discuss their undeniable sexual tension, a move that, of course, did not sit well with Layla. Now, after confirming to Claudia that he wants to get to know her better, he confusingly shares his first kiss later on with Layla, and we'll talk about that at that point. yeah, Austin had a really, really busy night. And she's on pins and needles. Layla is trying to figure this whole thing out. And they're trying to tell her, look, if you want him, and especially with Tok told her, look, if you want, to stake your claim with Austin, you need to go ahead and have that conversation. Well, these two are getting deeper and deeper. Now, nobody has had a conversation with Jordan yet, which is the responsibility of Claudia at this point. But we'll see more about that later. Then we got Austin trying to get advice from Colin about his torn emotions between Claudia and Layla. And, he's pretty much like, look, go without whoever you want, who you attracted to, because, it's all about attraction with Colin. But when it came to Austin, he is so confused. Layla, on the other hand, is like really saddened about the fact that she don't know where he stands and that she needs him to talk to her about how he really truly feels. And he has not done that yet, which of course is leaving her in limbo and wondering what the heck is going on. And I don't blame her. Because at this point, if we made a connection, you need to tell me what's up. So she decided to go find him and pull him for a chat. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because Austin, as much as he's building a connection with Claudia, he tells her that, meaning Layla, that she's his number one pick. Yikes. So that there's going to be a lot of issues going on with these two because not only does that conversation happen, but then he turns around and remember I talked about that kiss earlier? Guess what? He also turned around and kisses Layla, which of course is going to make her more confused because of the fact that she knows he has a connection with Claudia, but then all of the things that he's saying to her is confusing. And that did not help. Him kissing that girl, and of course, is giving her a little bit more motivation and hope. It doesn't help the fact that, she needs to know where she stands. And then they took it from, the little couch area to bedtime. He was still being, physically connected to her. So, yeah, he need to make some decisions. Speaking of decisions, we still got Jordan out there. Now, Jordan normally have conversation with Claudia, especially since they're not sleeping and coupled up together anymore. But she decides she don't want to talk to him right now, which left him confused. Layla's confused. Jordan's confused. Layla's back trying to figure this thing out with Phoebe. And it's just been an ongoing mess because, of course, Austin and Claudia is not being open with their partners. I mean, telling somebody one thing and then we got Claudia not speaking to Jordan at all. It doesn't help the situation. Now, of course, Claudia at this point, she's telling Jessica, you know what? Hey, listen, I'm just going to go with my heart. I know what I'm here for. But Tok is also in the mix when it comes to Jessica. Because now, as much as she didn't want Connor out there talking to other people, well, that's not going to stop Jessica either. And so it's just a mosh pit. So now we have a conversation happening with Layla and Claudia, which needs to happen. And yeah, you got to put your cards on the table. These two ladies wanted to hash it out. I was wondering if it was going to turn into a cat fight. But Layla came straight with the questions. Do you like my guy? How do you feel about him? Do you have a connection? Because it looked like Claudia was trying to beat around the bush, whereas Layla is trying to get to the point. What's going on? Because she also told Claudia that Austin said that Layla was the number one pick and how they kissed each other and they were snogging at bedtime. And of course, now that has Claudia a little bit confused because of the connection that Austin told her that they had. So, yeah, it's about to be messy.
I don't want to tell you that. I think you should ask him that, how he felt. Yeah. What?
Yeah, so as many questions as she was asking Claudia, she also should be asking some serious questions that she didn't get the answers to in that kiss last night.
I definitely definitely a fight in me. Like, I do want him, but I just want to know, like, do you want me as well? If not, then, like, that's fine.
Exactly. She needs clarity, and he needs to give her the clarity that she needs.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm a bit out of the loop. And, like, I should be in the loop. I am the loop.
Exactly. She should not be confused about where Austin stands. And if he wants to move on, let the girl know instead of kissing her and telling her she's the number one. And it seems like Austin is a very nice, sweet guy, but the problem is he's not being open and honest, especially when Layla asked him about the kiss.
It was good. It was good, but I did... Yeah. No, it was good.
Talk to me.
It was good.
Talk to me.
And you can tell that there was some fear, some hesitation with him going into details. But yeah, this is how he feels.
Very difficult to tell Layla that Claudia's kiss was better.
I don't have any intention to hide anything because I'm being 100% honest with her.
As you should be, Austin. So now there are 2 text messages. Tak and both Colin get to pick ladies for a date. Jessica was the hot commodity when it came to these guys because both Colin and Tak are going to switch off with a date with her. Now, I don't think she's as into Colin as she is into Tak. However, it is an issue for Connor because he realized that he screwed up yesterday. And he even admitted to that with his conversation that he had with Phoebe. And Phoebe told him, look, you know, hey, you got to put in some more work right now because some of the things that you said and that you did, of course, is going to send her going the other direction. But Connor still has a little bit of pride within himself and don't think that she's going anywhere. Tak, however, had a surprising date with Stella. Now, we know that Stella is sold on Andre. Well, I don't know if that's going to be as long-lasting as Andre may think because he's back, kind of concerned about the date, but he has faith in Stella that she's not going to turn her head. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. So we talked about Layla and her issue with Austin. What about, of course, Jordan and Claudia? Well, he has a few things to say.
He come to me and like said how it was.
Yeah, I know.
He sort of just like left me like nowhere. Like 1 minute we're having champagne, having a dance, getting couple photos. Next minute you haven't said a word to me.
And then she goes on this whole thing about him being stuck with the boys and she didn't feel comfortable pulling him away from the guys. This is Love Island, not Friendship Island. I think she was just trying to figure her way through this conversation. But Jordan still had some things to say.
Sunshine and rainbows. And then the next minute it's an absolute fucking storm.
Sophie was shocked. I was shocked. But that storm is not over. Take a look.
Literally only looking at you. You know? Your lips are juicy.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think I do want to try with you, but the fear of like hurting people is what's not like making me pursue it.
I don't want to be second best to anyone. And I'm not going to be. Like, even if I have to leave, I don't care. Don't know if it's going to go my way.
Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. What do you think about this situation between Austin and Claudia? And of course, their partners, Layla and Jordan. What about Jessica? She has a connection with both Tak, maybe Colin, but where does that leave Connor? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.